Welcome to Calcutta Races Summer Meeting, second day, Saturday, 7th March 2020 race preview. The first race will be the Voltage Handicapped Forces in Class 5 to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Leopard Creek. Leopard Creek's last outing was over 1100 meters in race number 134 this season, where Leopard Creek was traveling fifth till it turned for home and then gradually improved places towards the rail side. Was ridden out hands and heels in the last 150 meters and came up quite close. Was Leopard Creek finished a length and a half behind the winner. That was Solo March, and Leopard Creek settled for second spot. Keep an eye on Leopard Creek. Number 2 will be Star of Hollywood. Star of Hollywood's last outing was over a mile in race number 118, where Star of Hollywood traveled second all the way, and in the last 200 meters faded away and finished on 7th out of 8 runners. Winner of that race was Artist Royale, who came up with a late dash and just about won that race by a neck. Number 3 will be Happy Returns. Happy Returns' last outing has been in race number 141 this season, over 1600 meters, where Happy Returns travelled 6th till it turned for home, gradually improved places, and finished on 3rd. Was Happy Returns also in the same race? We had number 8, The Last Judgment, who finished on 8th out of 9 runners. Winner was Abenaki. Number 4 will be El Mulano. El Mulano's last outing was in race number 145 over 1200 meters, where El Mulano travelled 7th till it turned for home and remained in that spot after much efforts. Was El Mulano, and the winner of that race was Summer Air, who came up with a rocket of a run right on the stand side and won that race by a length. Number 5 will be Princess Romela. Princess Romela's last outing was in race number 126 this season over 2000 meters, where Princess Romela was actually leading the pack till the distance post and faded away gradually and finished on 6th out of 7 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 6 Yuvan, who finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Bambini Festa, who won that race by 3 lengths. Number 7 will be Lucky for Me. Lucky for Me is at 3 starts this season, last outing being in race number 120 over 1200 meters, where Lucky for Me, after much efforts, finished on 10th out of 12 runners. Has not seen the board this season, as Lucky for Me finished off the board in all 3 starts. Last outing, the winner was Christiana. Number 9 will be Fireberg. Fireberg's last outing was in race number 121 over 1200 meters, where Fireberg travelled 3rd till it turned for home and dropped back 1 place and finished on 4th out of 10 runners. Winner was Caledonia, who won that by 3 lengths. Number 10 will be Romantic Zeal. Romantic Zeal's at 3 starts this season, finished 5th in its first start, then came out and finished on 6th in its next start. Last outing did a bit better, finished on 4th over a distance of 1600 meters in race number 103, where the winner was Pep Talk. Number 11, we're looking at Stormfront. Stormfront's last outing was over 1400 meters in race number 138, where Stormfront travelled 5th till it turned firm, gradually improved places and travelled quite wide of the track in the final stages and came in in the last 50 meters and managed to cling on and get on board to finish on 3rd was Stormfront. Close 3rd, I would say. Winner was Christiana. Number 12 will be Glorious Run. Glorious Run's last outing was in race number 65 over 1400 meters this season, where Glorious Run finished on 9th out of 14 runners, where the winner was Glendower. We move on to the second race, which is the Usher Handicap, a no-whip race to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number one will be Big Star. Big Star's had 5 starts this season, finished off the board in all 5 starts. Practically no performance, good performance coming by Big Star this season. Last outing being in race number 133 over 1400 meters, where Big Star finished on 7th out of 9 runners. Winner was Lady of Luxury. Number two will be Appalachia. Appalachia's had 5 starts this season, came out and finished second in its 3rd start over 1400 meters. The next start, which was its second last start in race number 112, finished right at the tail end to finish on 13th out of 14 runners. Then came out and surprised everybody in race number 135 over 1100 meters, where Appalachia travelled third till it turned firm, and then came and took over the running and won that race by half a length by beating Summerhill, who's also in the same race. Number 3 will be Joss. Joss's last outing was over a mile in race number 132, where Joss travelled 4th till it turned firm, and after much efforts, remained in that spot was Joss, and the winner of that race was Simply Soaring, who went on to win that race by a head. Number 4 will be Shivai. Shivai's last outing was in race number 129 over 1200 meters, where Shivai finished on 6th out of 7 runners. Winner was Sullivan, who came up with a late dash and won that race by a short neck. Number 6 will be Louboutin. Louboutin's had 3 starts this season, finished 5th in its first start, which is in the Calcutta 1000 Guineas, then finished on 4th in the Calcutta Oaks. Last outing in race number 81 over 1400 meters. Travelled second till it turned firm, remained in that box seat, and gradually took over the running and went on to win that race impressively by beating Whispering Grass by a length and a quarter. We move on now to the third race, which is the Gridiron Plate for horses 3 years old only to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. Number 1 will be Namiki. Total Gallery out of Cordoba. Namiki's last outing was in race number 122 or 1400 meters, when Namiki travelled 5th till it turned firm, gradually improved places on the outside, and fell short by a length and a quarter to Silver Bracelet, who was the eventual winner. Namiki settled for second spot. Watch out for Namiki. Number 2 will be Divine Chakra. Divine Chakra's had 4 starts this season, finished second in its second start, and then finished on off the board in its 3 starts. Last outing being over 1100 meters in race number 130, where Divine Chakra travelled third till it turned firm, gradually dropped back and finished on 5th. Also in the same race, we had number 3 Sancho Panza, who finished right at the tail end of the field to finish on 14th out of 14. Winner was Fenicia Mist. Number 4 will be the Indicator. The Indicator's had 2 starts this season, finished off the board in both its outings. Last outing was over 1400 meters in race number 136, where the Indicator travelled 7th till it turned firm, gained 1 place and managed to finish on 6th after much efforts. Winner was Supreme Legacy. Number 6 will be Daring Heart. Multi-dimensional out of Romantic has had 4 starts this season and finished on off the board in its 3 starts. Second last start, managed to get on board over 1400 meters in race number 101. Finished on 3rd. Last outing over a mile, finished on 5th after much efforts. In the same race, we had number 8 Sea Sky, who finished on 7th. The winner was Black Pearl. Number 9 will be Shivalik Silk. Shivalik Silk just had 1 start in her career in race number 85 this season over 1200 meters, where Shivalik Silk finished on 6th out of 8 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 10 Tahoe, who finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Silver Bracelet, who got that by 2 3/4 lengths. We move on to the 4th race, which is the Nero Handicap to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Number 1, we're looking at the Kiss, multi-dimensional out of Abronia. There's 3 starts in the monsoon meeting, in the Calcutta monsoon meeting 2019, having won 2 out of 3 in the monsoon meeting. Finished second in its second start, but last outing was in race number 120 over 1400 meters, where the Kiss travelled fifth till it turned firm, gradually sailed past the runners and took over the running in the last 100 meters and went on to win that race impressively by 2 lengths by beating Nelson's Blood. Now running after a long layoff is the Kiss. Number 3 will be Long Range. Long Range has had 2 starts in Calcutta, come down from Hyderabad, then finished second in both its outings in race number 68 and also in race number 99 over 1400 meters, where Long Range travelled third till it turned firm and then gradually improved to finish on second, but couldn't match strides to the winner. That was Izzy, who got it by a length of 3/4. Number 5, we're looking at Gorish. Gorish's last outing was in race number 133 this season over 1400 meters, where Gorish finished on 6th. Also in the same race, we had number 699, who finished on 8th, and number 7, Aquitania, who managed to finish on 4th. And the winner of that race was Lady of Luxury, who came up with a late dash on the stand side and went on to win that race by a long neck. Number 9 will be Shimmering Star. Shimmering Star's last outing was in race number 135 this season of 1100 meters, where Shimmering Star led all the way till about 150 meters from home, but eventually was overtaken on the outside by a couple of runners, and the eventual winner of that race is Appalachi, who got that race by half a length, and Shimmering Star settled for 3rd spot. Also in the same race, we had number 11, Luminac, who finished on 7th. Number 10, we're looking at Namakalal. Namakalal's had 6 starts this season, having won 2 starts out of 6. Last outing was over 1100 meters in race number 108, where Namakalal led till about 150 meters from home, but eventually was overtaken on the outside by Sullivan, who came up with a late dash and went on to win that race by 2 lengths, and Namakalal settled for 2nd. We now move on to the King Wajid Ali Shah of Oud Cup to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1 will be Classico. Classico's last outing was in race number 125 over 2400 meters, where Classico got left at the gates by about a distance and eventually finished on 6th out of 6 runners, where the winner was Dash. Also in the same race, we had number 5, that is Hudson, who finished on 4th. Number 6, Prince of Heart, who finished 1 in front to finish on 5th. Number 8, Rustler, who finished on 2nd. And number 9, Ajita, who finished 1 behind to finish on 3rd. But as I mentioned, the eventual winner of that race was Dash, who got that race by 1 length. Number 2, we're looking at Kimaya, Sedgefield out of Saparelli. Kimaya's had 3 starts this season, 4 starts this season, where Kimaya finished 2nd in its first 2 starts, then came out and finished 4th in its 3rd start. Last outing over 137 over 1400 meters, travelled 2nd till it turned firm, gradually took over the running and went on to win that race by a length and a quarter by beating Rotke. Also in the same race, we had number 7, Modification, who finished on 7th out of 9 runners. Number 3, we're looking at Supernormal. Supernormal's last outing was in race number 140 this season, over 1600 meters, where Supernormal travelled 3rd till it turned firm, and after much efforts managed to finish on a close 2nd, I would say, a short neck behind the winner, that was Artiste Royale. Also in the same race, we had number 4, Silver King, Arazan out of Connivance, who finished on 5th. We now go on to number 10, Pep Talk Chevalier out of Tanzanite, that last outing being over 1600 meters in race number 118, where Pep Talk travelled 8th till it turned firm, and after much efforts and a couple of reminders in the final stages, got onto the rail side and finished a close 4th, I would say, was Pep Talk, and the winner of that race was Artiste Royale. Keep a watch out on Pep Talk. We now move on to the feature of the day, which will be the Aperitivo Cup horse, 4 years old and over, to be run over a distance of 1600 meters. Number 1, we're looking at New England, Arazan out of Autumnal. New England's last outing was in race number 127 over 1600 meters, where New England travelled fifth till it turned for home, gradually gained places, travelled quite wide of the track in the final stages, I would say, and finished on second, 2 lengths behind the winner. That was Arrowfield, who was too good that day. And also the same race, we had number 2, Shivalik Shahs, who finished on third, number 4, Big Orange, who finished on seventh, and number 8, Sweet Music, who finished on fourth. Number 3 will be Shivansh. Shivansh's last outing was in race number 114 over 2,800 meters, where Shivansh travelled second till about the 200 meters away from home, but eventually was overtaken on the outside, and Shivansh faded away and finished right at the tail end to finish a far away 6th out of 6 runners. Winner of that race was Point to Prove. Number 6 will be Breeze of the South. Breeze of the South's last outing was in race number 144 over 1400 meters this season, where Breeze of the South travelled 13th out of 14 runners till it turned for home. That is quite far back, and eventually gained a lot of places, was Breeze of the South, and finished an eye-catching 4th. Also in the same race, we had number 7, Wave Rider, who finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was New Moon, who got that by a neck. We now move on to the 7th and last race, which is the Coxcomb Handicap for horses in Class 5, to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Swan Light. Swan Light's last outing was over 1200 meters in race number 121, where Swan Light travelled 4th till it turned firm, gradually gained places, and finished on second, 3 lengths behind the winner. That was Caledonia, who's also running in the same race. Also in that race, we had number 6, It's a Mukau, who finished on 10th. Number 2, we're looking at Asmita. Asmita's last outing was over 1600 meters in race number 141, where Asmita travelled second till about distance post, and eventually was overtaken on the outside by a few runners, and Asmita finished on 6th out of 9 runners after much efforts, where the winner was Abenaki. Now running 400 meters less is Asmita over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 3, we're looking at Caledonia once again. Winning legend out of Silver Profile. Last outing being over 1400 meters in race number 138, where Caledonia travelled second till about the distance post, and then eventually faded away and finished on 6th out of 8 runners, where the winner of that race was Christiana. Was also in the same race, we had number 8, Luna Lucinda, who finished on 7th. Number 4 will be Night of Thunder. Night of Thunder's last outing was over 1200 meters in race number 145, where Night of Thunder travelled right at the tail end till it turned for home out of 14 runners. Improved places, travelled very wide of the track, and after much efforts finished 11th out of 14 runners. The winner of that race was Summer Air. Number 5 will be Optimum. Optimum's last outing was over 1100 meters in race number 109, where Optimum travelled 9th till it turned firm, gradually gained places towards the inside, and finished on 7th. And the winner of that race was Sharawati, now being ridden by P.S. Chauhan, running the lower class. Keep your eyes on Optimum. Number 7 will be Midnight Magic. Midnight Magic's last outing was over 1200 meters in race number 97, where Midnight Magic travelled 9th till it turned firm, dropped back 1 place, and finished on 10th out of 11 runners. Winner was Aggression, who got that easily by a length and a quarter. Number 9, we're looking at Knight's Gambit. Knight's Gambit's last outing was over 1200 meters in race number 90 this season, where Knight's Gambit travelled second till the distance post, eventually faded away and finished on 5th after much efforts. Winner of that race was stablemate Night of Thunder, who came up with a late run on the stand side and got that by a length and a quarter. The last four runners have run together, last outing being in race number 134 for number 10, Mrs. Willy Nilly, over 1100 meters, where Mrs. Willy Nilly travelled sixth till it turned home, and after much efforts managed to get on board and finished on third was Mrs. Willy Nilly. Also in the same race we had number 11 Hurricane Storm, who finished on 10th out of 12 runners, number 12 Buddy Holly, who finished on 8th, and number 13 Feisty, who finished on 5th, but the eventual winner of that race was Solo Marsh. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, and hope to see you once again tomorrow at the races at the Royal Calcutta Turf Club.